Hey, welcome to another episode. So today's episode is kind of in the same vein of what I've said before, which is really just challenging yourself to move forward and go into the future. And going into the future means you're going in blind, because no matter what you think, you have no idea what is to come. And that's been happening to me. I'm very bad about change, not because it destroys me, but because when it does happen, my emotions take so long to play catch up that by the time it does happen, I haven't even organized myself internally to deal with it. So it's just a burst of unexpected emotions that I wasn't ready to fight. And lately, it's because change begets change. And for my life, that means a friend group that I've had for a long time is we're not really disbanding, but age is taking its toll to where everybody's kind of going on their own path. And right now, that means everybody kind of has to disperse and find that path. But they're searching for it now, and that's great. I'm on the same trajectory. But because of that, like anything else, is you have to now, for me, especially in this situation, realize there's the past right there. The freedom, the memories, the emotion, who I used to be. There's the light right ahead of me. I can move past this and go forward and find what I'm looking for. But that's complicated because you don't want to actually admit that you're changing. You don't want to actually admit that somehow people in your life, whoever that may be, lover, family, whatever, that you've outgrown them, that you're just not the same as you used to be. You just don't connect. And it sucks. And that's just where change begets change. Because if you're changing, they're changing, that means a bigger change is just around the corner. For me, it's terrifying. It's wrecking me because a month ago I saw this happening. I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I'm excited. I have a plan. I think I can put it into fruition. And then the reality set in yesterday, and I'm just sitting there going, "Fuck, this is big. This is almost starting over. Like, there's a lot of good things happening right now, but this wasn't what I was ready for. Is having to sacrifice a part of my past to gain a part of my future." And it's interesting. So today's lesson really boils down to this: be nervous, be scared, be sad. Change sucks. Humans are not built to thrive on change all the time. Big change, that is. Little change, like, oh, I got a new apartment. Woo! It's scary at first, but it's easily adaptable because nothing else really is changing except for your scenery. But home is where the heart is. So as long as you have everybody with you, you're okay. But the big change is what terrifies. Losing a family member. So death, birth, whole change of everything. You lose your friends, family, you move to another state. All of that stuff is terrifying. So, like I said, be terrified. Really think about it. Prepare yourself. Cry over it. Cry with them. Whatever it takes. If you got a girlfriend, boyfriend, best friend, just someone you can lean on, go do it. Because that change is terrifying. Going from high school to the real world, terrifying. Going from your degree to the job, or at least the first steps, terrifying. It's a whole different pace. Your whole lifestyle is about to change. That's what makes it scary, is having to deal with that change. And I know I'm rambling here, but a lot of what I do is when I speak in these videos, I'm speaking to myself as well as whoever's viewing. Now, I also have been dealing with the fact of, along with this change, comes with a change within myself. And like I said many times already, change begets change. It's terrifying. And for me, I'm having to realize that I am much farther from who I used to be than I am to who I think I can be. That's terrifying because you're realizing all these mistakes you've made. You're realizing how much of your past in its own right is a sham. Because if that's not who you were then, what makes you think you're good enough to be who you are now? But that's fine because mistakes are what build us to who we become. You have to gain those scars. You have to gain those experiences. You have to gain that pain, and you have to garner the sacrifice and the losses that come with it. Why? Because you have to take the good with the bad. So you look at what you used to be and be like, fuck, I don't remember that dude in high school. Holy shit. But then you come to this side and you're like, those are good times. A couple dates, a couple friends, a couple parties. It wasn't so bad. But you have to find the equilibrium. You have to find the middle ground. That's what makes it challenging because you're so busy latching onto the past. You're like, don't leave me. But at the same time, you see the future and it's just, come on. That's a good thing. Go to the future. It's welcoming. It just has a gentler grasp, all right? You're going to be embraced. You're going to be really happy that you took the chance. The past is a drug, okay? It's the reason that we watch the same Disney movies from a kid that we do now. Maybe not all the time, maybe like once a year to every other year. But the fact is, you still go back because you still want to retain a part of your childhood. And that's important. But don't let it consume you, because that's how you end up stagnant doing the same shit for 20 years. Always be ready to welcome change with open arms. Realize that you're always going to be chained to your past, and it's okay. But lighten the load and realize it's okay to let some of it go. Keep what's needed, because you can't go forward if you don't remember the past. Otherwise, you will repeat it. And there's just no way around that. So, in conclusion, be okay with the future. Be okay with the past. Be okay with where you're at. That's so much easier said than done. We've all got issues. We've all got insecurity that we're not sure we're ready to face. But as long as you have a good set of people with you, as long as you have someone who's looking out for you, you're going to make it. For me, I'm kind of at a starting over point. My friends are disbanding. We're all going to do our own thing. But I have an amazing girlfriend. And, you know, as rough as family can be with some of this stuff, I kind of got them too. So, like I said, look at the little things. Don't think too big on this. What do you have right now? Take a mental checklist today. What are the good things you have? Really think about what are the good things you have. Nothing is too small. Everything counts. Maybe you like your TV. Maybe you just are really comfortable with the bed you have. Maybe you like your car. Maybe you're happy with your girlfriend. Maybe you're happy with the friend you have. Maybe you're happy with your job. Just count what you have. Maybe you're in fucking love with your toaster. It's the best toast you've ever had. That's a blessing. That's its own little shit. And not even a religious sense. Just a blessing that your life has this. And if you want to get into the bigger picture on that, let's go, about 100 years ago. They didn't have any of this shit. Count the little stuff. Also, next part is not just counting the little stuff. You kind of got a smile on your face, realizing it's not too bad. Count what could be better and what can you feasibly achieve. How can you make your life better in the fewest possible steps right now? Is it an investment on something that you don't really need, or is it an investment in something that you do deserve? Do you buy the new game that you may spend a couple hours on, or do you go ahead and get some insurance? Do you go out and get a new phone? Do you plan for a month? Do you plan for a vacation in 6 months? Count the shit that you can achieve. Something to just change your world up, shake it up, and give you some new scenery so you can get a new outlook. Budget. Really break it down. All right, so now that we've established that, now it comes to the hardest part. You now know what's good in your life. You now know what you want to aim for. Now it's time to look at the past. What are you proud of that you've achieved in the past? And the best way to do it is think back to the worst time in your life, the part that you've kind of blocked out of, so it's a little fuzzy in those couple of years, whatever everybody has. For some people, it's just a couple of days they don't want to remember. But either way, look into that dark area and find the upsides to it. I know a lot of people don't like optimism. I know a lot of people want to believe our world is doomed. In some ways it is. But you got to be optimistic. Otherwise, what's the point? Why do you want to see tomorrow if you just think it's going to be over? So think on the past. What was good about those dark days? Something good was there. At my worst, fucking emo hair, the whole chains, all of it, all black, running relationship to relationship, having no idea who the fuck I am, and being angry at the world. The upsides, I met some friends who helped me grow into the person I am today, who helped call me on my shit and keep me grounded so I didn't go too far over the edge and actually end it. So I didn't go too far over the edge and become a criminal. So I didn't go too far over the edge and become a drug addict. I'm a stoner, but that's its own thing. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not even a drinker. I do every so often, but what it comes down to is you were something good back then. In some ways, it could be a great relationship you had. It could be the relationship with your family, an investment you made, some kind of epiphany that may have occurred. Any one of those things is enough to have an upbeat type look on that dark point in life. So once you've done all of this, you've now captured the past. You're the master of it. You understand that you sucked, but because of that, you became better. You now are comfortable with the present, understanding how good your life is at the moment, which then makes you feel content now. Now you get to look at the future because you're the master of the past, present, and you will become the master of the future. And now as we discussed, you now have a plan. You have an idea of what you want to do in the next couple months, in the next couple years. Make it big, make it small, get a middle ground, and achieve it as you go. Something you can immediately achieve to make your life better, something you can achieve in the next couple months to give you something to look forward to, and in the next couple of years to make it great. So, one last time. Master the past. Understand that you sucked. Understand that even at your worst, you were at your best. That's what you had at the moment to deal with, the tools you were set up with, the emotional stability that you just couldn't get a hold of no matter who you are. If you were an emotionally stable person at 16 and you liked who you were and you've only gotten better from there, dude, fucking awesome. You were built a little bit better than the rest, all right? We're all badly wired monkeys, but some of us are just put together a little more carefully. So, you now realize that your past can be controlled. So you control the past, understand who you were, understand the best parts of you that now cultivate into the picture of what you want to be. So then you master the present, which is step 2, which is what are the good things in your life? Friends, family, games, that toaster I was talking about is pretty hot. What's good about it? And then you can attribute that to the lifelines you have and the support you have. All right, then we move on to the fact of now you've mastered the present. You're okay with it. You realize what you had. You made that list of all the good things in your life and all the little things that make it even better. Now we're going to look to the future. We're going to make what again? 3 plans. One for an immediate action that you can do within a couple weeks so that we can make your life easily better, even in the smallest way. Remember, it could be so much as going out and talking to somebody you haven't talked to in years, going out and just deciding to look at a better job, going out and really establishing a new hobby, just something you can do now. Step 2, something you can do in a couple months, all right? Just maybe whatever it is. Maybe it is a new job. Maybe it is trying to go get a date. Maybe it is trying to go out to a new friend. Maybe it's going to a festival. Maybe it's traveling. Just something you can do in the next couple months to give your life a little bit more meaning. And the last plan, the long-term plan. What do you see for yourself in 5 to 10 years? What do you see for yourself in, if I go on, that's too far. What do you see for yourself in 2 years? Because a year is a long time. It's not in the grand scheme, but on a day-to-day basis, it's a long time. So what can you achieve in the next year to 2 years as a long-term plan? And then how can you make that plan equate into a 5 to 10 year plan? Any of these things to get you excited, because everything is expected to change, all right? You can't get around that. Nothing's going to go according to plan, but the fact that you do plan it means you're more prepared for if something does go wrong. It's at least you might have saw that variable. So long-term plan, future career, future lover, future wife, future house, future husband, whatever the fuck it is. Future, future, future. Look towards it. Master of the past, master of the present, look into the future. Hey, that's really it. And I'm telling you this because I've been inspired by seeing my friends come and go, by seeing myself change, by seeing the fact that I really am a completely different person than I was 2 to 3 years ago. And I'm okay with that. I am shedding tears over it. It's terrifying to realize that life moves on. I'm 25, and I'm just coming around to realizing it, and it's a slap in the face. But instead of dying, instead of sitting down and realizing that, oh my God, what am I going to do with myself? I'm better now. And that's because I've decided to understand my shortcomings. The fact that for me, I don't organize myself internally that well. I do better when I get it out, when I say it out loud, when I can understand it through speech. So this is just my belief. It doesn't mean that anybody has to follow this. But I think one of the best courses of action you really can take is mastering the past, present, and future. Understanding yourself as a whole and what you can become instead of realizing that this is all you are now. This is not all you are now. The future is long, life is long, and everything is subject to change, including yourself. If you're selfish right now, you don't have to be selfish. Start giving and get over that weird emotional insecurity you have where you're like, it's my shit though, don't touch it. Fuck that. Just do it and stop being a baby about it. You want to be more selfless. Instead of being so reclusive, get out there and give more of your time. You may discover a side of yourself that you didn't know existed. You might be a life of the fucking party. Not a party animal on the table, but the life of the party where you can commit to a conversation and maybe find new friends you never expected to have. Next one. If you're not happy with the position you're in, this job doesn't make you feel fulfilled. This job doesn't give you that purpose that you dreamed of. This job isn't living up to what you want your future to be. Who are you? That's your question. Who are you? And what can you do to give your life purpose? And what can you do that will pay you to give your life purpose? What is it you're too scared to give a shot? What is it you're too scared that you just don't believe in yourself enough to really give it the old college try? You got to ask yourself those deep questions, and ask anybody who's close to you. Ask them why they think you're not doing it. Ask them why they think you're not being better. Why aren't you being better? Find your purpose. Master the past, present, future. Find your purpose. Be better. Find the flaws that you want to fix and start working on them, because it's not fast. It's a slow process. If you are a selfish person, just for an example, because I used to be very selfish, jealous too, took 2 years before I myself noticed the changes. I worked on them to the best of my abilities, and it took 2 years to get to a level that I'm pretty happy with. But it took a lot of pain, sweat, and tears, and asking people what they thought. And I've said this in a podcast I have, which, if anybody wants to listen to that, it's called Chatty Patties. It's on Spotify. Is you have to ask others' opinions of who you are. They need to give you a more rounded picture. And if you want to master your past, you need to ask your parents and your sisters and people you may have had in your life at that point, what was it really like to be around you? In the present, ask what they really think of you. Then ask people, what do you think I could do with my life? Just get a more rounded perspective, because they know you in some ways that you don't even know yourself. After all of this, man, hey, I'm rounding it out. Find out who you are. Find out how you can be better. Master that past, master this present, and make that 3-step plan for the future. One for in the next couple weeks, one for the next couple months, and one for the next year or 2 to 3 years. Be the best you can be, because I know you can fucking do it. Thanks for listening. And hey, I'll catch you on the next one.